Santa and the Little Drummer Boy, A Christmas Tale. On a snowy Christmas Eve, Santa Claus landed his sleigh in a quiet village, its windows glowing softly in the cold night. As he prepared to deliver his gifts, a sound reached his ears, a faint, steady rhythm, delicate, yet full of sorrow. Intrigued, Santa followed the sound to a hill overlooking the square, where a small boy sat alone, playing a battered drum. The boy's face was pale, his clothes thin, and his hands red with cold. But his drumbeat carried something more than sadness. It carried longing.
"Well, hello, little one. What brings you out here on such a cold night?"
The boy looked up, startled, but Santa's kind eyes calmed him.
"I don't have anywhere else to go. I don't have anything to give to anyone on Christmas, so I play my drum. It's all I have."
Santa's heart ached.
"Music is a gift, my boy. Let's see if we can make your Christmas a little brighter."
Santa took the boy to the warmest home in the village, where the laughter of a large family spilled into the snowy street. The family welcomed them in, offering the boy a warm seat by the fire. The boy hesitated, but began to play his drum, filling the cozy room with his rhythmic melody. But as the sound filled the space, one of the adults frowned.
"Perhaps you could stop now, lad. We'd like to hear the children play some real music."
The boy froze, his drumsticks trembling in his hands. He placed the drum aside and stepped quietly back into the cold night.
"They don't understand. My drum isn't enough."
Santa sighed and placed a comforting hand on the boy's shoulder.
"Sometimes people forget the beauty of what's simple and true. Let's try another way."
So Santa led the boy to a clearing outside the village, where he called upon his magic to summon a magnificent Christmas tree. Its branches glittered with lights and ornaments, and it towered over the snowy landscape like a beacon of hope.
"Play for the tree, lad. Let your music fill the world with joy."
The boy began to drum, and with each beat, the tree's lights grew brighter. The snowy ground sparkled, and the night seemed to hold its breath. For a moment, the boy smiled, and then he stopped abruptly, his face falling.
"It's beautiful, but it's just magic. It doesn't change anything."
The tree dimmed, the clearing darkened, and the boy sat in silence. Santa knelt beside him, searching for words.
"I can't bring back what you've lost, but your music, it's a gift that touches others."
"What if no one listens?"
Suddenly, a sound broke the stillness. The jingling of bells and the murmur of voices. Santa and the boy turned to see the villagers approaching, lanterns glowing in their hands. Among them was a man with gray hair and a kind but weathered face. He carried a polished violin, and his eyes were fixed on the boy. The villagers formed a circle around the boy, their voices soft.
"We heard your drumming, lad. It brought us together."
The boy looked at them unsure, but the gray-haired man stepped forward. His expression was filled with wonder.
"That rhythm, it's a melody my son used to play many years ago. I thought I'd never hear it again."
The boy blinked in surprise as the man knelt before him.
"I've just returned from far away to host this Christmas concert here. Would you do me the honor of leading it? Your music deserves to be heard."
"But my drum isn't like theirs. It's not fancy or perfect."
"Perfection doesn't matter. Your music carries your heart. That's what makes it beautiful."
Encouraged by the man's words, The boy nodded. Santa beamed as the villagers escorted them to the square and into the small concert hall that was already decorated for the concert. The boy stood at the center of the stage, his drum in his hands, and the gray-haired man, the music professor, stood beside him and slowly raised his violin.
This is his moment!
The boy began to play, his rhythm steady and strong. Then the professor joined in, weaving a melody around the beat. Soon the villagers began to sing as well, their voices blending with his music. The square filled with the warmth and light, and for the first time in years, the boy smiled, a true, radiant smile. When the concert ended, the professor placed a hand on the boy's shoulder.
Little one, I don't think you should be alone anymore. Would you come live with me at the music school? We'll make sure your gift is shared with the world.
The boy's eyes filled with tears and he nodded, unable to speak.
Every gift finds its place.
As the villagers cheered, Santa quietly slipped away, climbing into his sleigh. Above the village, the stars shone brightly, their light reflecting the joy below.
Sometimes the simplest gifts carry the greatest magic.
And with that, he disappeared into the snowy night, his heart full, knowing that one small drumbeat had brought an entire village together and given a lonely boy a home.